Hello, my name is Shelley, and welcome back for another episode of Xur 3 as Persia. In previous episodes we started getting the railways. We did also get a bit more construction speed and all that, so we are doing a fairly good job in there. We got a war about to start against Kalat, which should allow us to then unify all of Baluchistan over here. And then I hope to then... Actually, I do wonder, do we still have a truce with Kandahar? We do. How long is that going to last? 60 more months. Okay. But after that, we could potentially conquer that, and then we'll have a pretty good option to start fighting Kabul, maybe. But we're not going to worry about that yet. We are about to get... Oh, there we go. We've got the open plantation in Isfahan, and we're about to get the railway built there. I suppose at this point, we're going to go ahead and cancel the road maintenance there and put that down here, because I suspect that that is... oh, yeah, that's going to be the better option. So Kerben is getting the construction at least underway full speed. So that will definitely help. But we are costing us using quite a bit of money right now for the war, which should be fairly quick war, mind you. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and put in probably both of the armies to just start advancing the front as soon as possible. Because that means that the war is probably starting very quickly. Oh, right, Russian investors are building a lot of stuff on our nation. To be fair, well, I suppose the coal mine is going to be pretty good. And I think they just got a cotton plantation up here somewhere. So there we go, the war has started, and the first battle has begun. We do have the better troops, so we got twice the offense compared to their defense. So that is very nice. Actually, I do wonder, so we have increased the opium production a little bit. Are we now a top 3 producer? No, we're still a little bit behind Jing. Need like a few more levels on that. But regardless, we should be getting pretty good money from the government dividends already. We're also trying to pass slavery ban at this point, which might not happen, but we've got some chance of passing it. So if we get lucky, we will get rid of that one. That's going to reduce the landowner's power drastically. Well, there we go. The first battle was already a victory. We control 30% of the state, so we'll probably need another 3 battles to actually complete the occupation in here. But the battles still seem to be taking that long. The enemy troops have been reduced in size already a little bit. And whatever's remaining in there is probably not going to be in particularly good shape either. We're getting the railways built in Kerman, which we've got the edict in there right now to help with that. And that's going to hopefully fix the infrastructure issues. Actually, right now there's no infrastructure issues because we got the plus 10% in there. Or whatnot from the infrastructure. Rule folk are also... Okay, that does increase the throughput on plantation and all that. That's going to be quite nice. And there we go. I think this might actually... No, it's not going to be the last one. Or the battles yet. There's going to be one more after that, I reckon. But the battles are going well in our favour. There's a bit of gold mine depleting. Field work's already done in 6 weeks. After that, we'll get the baking powder. Which is not currently spreading to us, but that will be good for the extra productivity at our food industries. Speaking of which, we are building another food industry after these 2 railways are built. That will definitely give us a bit more groceries available. Actually, that does remind me, we haven't done too much on... No, actually, we put in the... Ooh, there we go, they capitulated. Well, there we go. So that is now all of ours. We're already incorporating the state there, but we do need a bit more bureaucracy by the looks of it. We do have one over here, but that's probably not going to be quite enough production. Okay, and the field works will be done very shortly still. Oh, right, now we're importing stuff which is not going to be active anymore. We can also go... Are we... Oh, we've got a whole lot of trade routes that we can cancel. There we go. Now that should reduce the bureaucracy shortfall quite a bit. There we go. Plantation proponents politics. Okay. We can gamble a little bit. Oh, there we go. That worked out. We're going to got a 36% chance of passing that law now. And yeah, the field works will be done very shortly. Oh, right. The 3rd Persian army. I'm going to just combine this into... At least mostly to the 2nd Persian army. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and send all of that. You know, that's going to allow us to get a little bit more in here. That will actually get us a little bit over the limit, mind you. I suppose, but we could go ahead and get another commander in here soon enough. Is that bureaucracy situation is, yeah, it's not the best. Oh, right, we did get a whole lot of new areas, or buildings over here, didn't we? Yeah, we can privatize basically all of the, except the opium plantations. Everything else we can privatize. At least of that. The fishing wharfs we could probably privatize as well. The lead mine we can privatize. The iron mines we can privatize. Artillery foundry we're going to hold on, but the textile mills we can privatize. And that should start reducing the bureaucracy shortfall at least a little bit. But there we go. How much did we actually... Oh, that's 1.2 million in here. That's a pretty good amount of population. The field works are about to be completed. Ooh, in the next Slavery ban, that's getting a bit of support there, so there we go. Field works completed, so army defense will be improved. Our prestige is actually pretty decent. Oh, we are now in the top 3 producers, and yeah, we're number 3 producer of opium already, so that's good. We're making more money right now, which is also very nice. So much so that we could perhaps start considering reducing the taxes a bit. It might not really work out, though. We'll keep that in mind, at least, as an option. Right, is there anyone else that we could perhaps do some diplomacy with? Request to support independence, no one would support us. What about request embassy? No one would give us an embassy. Because partially that might be because of infamy. That's probably having a small issue there. Relations with Britain could definitely be slightly higher. Relations with Russia are slowly increasing. How is our liberty high anyway? It's actually still pretty high. Is there anything... No, we're not going to try to demand for that yet. Is there anything else that I could try demanding that they would not accept? Well, the support regime they would accept actually right now. That would give us a lot of legitimacy. Actually, speaking of which, can we... Oh, right, we don't actually want to get a lemma out of the government yet. We're going to hold on to that one. Because we want to get the slavery ban. It's already 46% though, so that might mean that we will pass that in due time. There's a bit more chance of success and advance, or these a bit more chance of success and advance than they stall. So that will probably pass soon enough. But there we go, we got a pretty good amount of territory in here already. We're getting the rice farm built by the private sector, and the railway in Karaman is going to be done in a few weeks. After that, we'll work on the railway in Bampur. Is there still... Right, the Baluchistan, of course, also needs a bit more railway, so I'm just going to go ahead and build a quick little railway up there. We might need a bit more engine production as well, but we'll worry about that in a bit. How's the steel mill over here? I suppose it's giving us a little bit dividends, not necessarily quite enough, mind you. Oh, peace between Austria-Hungary and France. Okay. Oh, looks like Prussia did lose a bit of the areas that they had already conquered over here, I think. So they lost the war against France, is what I'm gathering. Now, we've got 9 infamy. We're just going to let that drift downwards, reach 0 before we do any more wars right now. We do have a decent bit of increase in the army size. We could probably go, actually. Alright, the 3rd Persian army. Alright, this is... This is from Persia, actually. Let's double check the army. So that is 31... Oh, that could have 33. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move in 1 infantry to the 1st Persian army. And then we're going to go ahead and take the entire 3rd Persian army, combine that to the 1st one. That way we can have a full armies and not have the problem with the 3rd army being, you know, not having a leader or anything like that. We don't really have the bureaucracy to really institute too much in there, or like getting another leader and all that. I mean, we could, but, you know, it's not really good for our economy currently. So, we did manage to reduce some of that stuff. Oh, wow. Right, we just completed the railway. Let's go ahead and move the road maintenance from Kerman down to Bampur. So, Kerman's having a bit of a problem right now, but that should be fixed soon enough. And I suspect once we can get the slavery ban, we can maybe then get a bit of other things into the government. Start reducing the clout from the... Russians. It's actually already 79 at this point. We can't quite leave. I suppose since we're not independent, we can't leave. That's part of the reason. I do actually wonder if we were to request this, they would not accept that, of course. At least not yet. We would get some support for it, mind you. Oh, there we go. The railway in Bampur and then the food industry in Arabistan. Is that... No, there's nothing else that would... Oh, there we go. Low bureaucracy consideration now. So we might get the slavery ban. We also got quite a bit of money right now. I could increase the construction speed maybe a little bit, or we could go ahead and increase something like the wages for government. That will cost us a bit of extra, but that will also get us a bit of extra authority, which means that the enactment time will be slightly reduced. It's not a huge impact there. Oh, landowners are now getting very upset, which does reduce the taxes as well. Yeah, the railway in Bambor should be completed soon enough, then the food industry is going to be the next thing. Then we'll go back to Paris to get those... port and railway built, then we'll go back to the capital to get the universities, and then railway in Baluchistan. And slowly but surely things start improving. We're getting a textile in Arabistan already, then we'll get another tooling workshop in our capital. Tea plantation in Tabriz. There's also opium plantation in Tabriz being built by the Russians. Which, unfortunately, that money is going to go to the Russians, but we'll still get the... Oh, gold discovered in Kursk, okay. We'll still get the extra production on opium, which means that we'll be, hopefully, well, we're currently number 3. The distance between us and Awad is pretty high, it's over 400, or around 400. And between us and British Raj, it's going to be massive difference there. But I think we can probably slowly catch up to them. I'm going to declare neutrality over here. In that revolution, I'm not really needed on that one, I don't think. But overall, things are seemingly slightly better. We got 13.2 million GDP as well. So we are still well ahead of Belgium. Not quite up to Ottoman Empire, though. I suppose it could be worse. Now we're just mostly waiting for the slavery ban to be enacted, which should then improve the standard of living a little bit. It might reduce the amount of grain that we produce in the... Actually, is this the subsistence farms? Well, some of them are free peasants, actually, already, but not all of them. Oh, what's this then? Oh, Kabul and Kandahar are fighting. Congo Hazaristan and Quetta. Ooh. Okay, I'm not sure. That means that I can then fight then for those if they win that. I suppose it could actually be that Kabul is going to win that. They haven't put in any war goals yet. They do have the numbers advantage at least, but yeah, no, if they fight one another, get weakened, I can then just swoop in. And defeat whoever is leading. Well, somewhere down the line anyway. So we're currently paying £5,000 per week, but admittedly we've got 2 million gold reserves, we can afford spending quite a bit of that. The investment pool is still 2.6 million, which is also quite a bit. Market access is still something that we need to work on. Paper price is pretty high, and we've still got the third army. How did we... Okay, where did we get that now? Okay, well at this point we'll just go ahead and get a new commander. Oh. Do we take landowners, landowners, or landowners? We're going to take the mountain combat expert, I guess. We can, of course, increase that army size a little bit further down the line. Oh, there we go. We got the railway in Bampur. Let's cancel the road maintenance, put that in Arabistan. That should get us the food industries built a lot faster. We're also getting the textile mills a bit faster now, so that's going to be quite nice. We'll start working on the port already in Fars, but that's going to take a while before it's completed. But regardless, this is definitely going to increase the availability of groceries in our markets. Ooh, and there we go. There's one more success remaining that we need to get for the slavery ban. Of course, landowners are going to be a bit upset because of that for the time being, but later on, that's going to definitely reduce their power a lot, which means that we don't actually need to rely on them too much, because right now they are one of the big reasons why our... Well, actually, not the leverage, but the liberty side dropping is largely because of their... Yeah, 0.19 from clout of political lobby interest groups in government, times 2. So that's a pretty big one in there. Looks like the war between Kabul and Kandahar is going to work. Oh, Kabul only wants the war reparations, okay. If the war stays or goes on for long enough, we could just go ahead and attack Kandahar from the rear. Oh, the Dutch are having a revolution. Russia sides with the aristocrat... Oh dear. Right, we might get pulled into this war. That's a bit unfortunate. And we do also probably need to get a little bit more... Oh, actually, is there... Let's have a look at the building registry again. Real quick. The coal mine that we could probably privatize. Iron mines, we could... Well, we are privatizing those already. The logging camps we can privatize. And... For paper mills, we could probably privatize. The productivity of those is decent, but we can increase the productivity of those a bit further if we don't have a state oversight over them. Maybe get rid of the more the plantations, or the steel mills, tooling workshops we could also probably sell at this point. And the wheat farms, we can make sure that we don't control any of that. So we'll have a whole lot of money in here, most likely. That's probably going to eat into a little bit of the investment pool, but that's fine. Well, that will reduce the amount of bureaucracy that we need for all of those buildings. Right, so I could try declare neutrality on this. It's not going to really make much of a difference, though. Which does mean that we'll probably have to fight against the British Raj over here. That's going to be pretty bad. Well, at least in the meanwhile, we'll get the food industries done. We're now paying £10,000 a week extra. Part of that is, of course, the construction cost. So did we reduce the taxes? No, we did not. We did increase the government wages a little bit, I suppose. That does have an impact. And construction costs are also quite significant. Oh, there we go. The food industry is done. Let's go ahead and move the road maintenance to Fars. And that hopefully will be quite profitable building in here. How long until we get the sweet or baking powder? That's going to be 18 more months. But yeah, the port over there will be done soon enough. That's going to give us a bit more convoys, which we are probably going to need a lot anyway. Right, so the tooling workshop, tea plantation, textile mills, and that's all the things that are built by the private sector. The Russians are probably owning a bit more of our industries, well, mostly the resource production, really. Little by little, there's still quite a bit of tax waste. It's now £2,000 actually total. And that's a bit unfortunate. So importing coal from British market, yeah, that's probably not going to work right now since the market leaders are fighting. And we'll probably get pulled into that war soon enough. I suppose I could try importing some more other things. Let's see, engines? Where could we import from? None of those are going to be particularly profitable. Could try to get some more clothing. Maybe from the Prussian market. At least a little bit in there. Is that costing us? No, it's not costing us anything right now. There's already fighting happening in... No, that's a different war, actually. So yeah, well, there is a bit of fighting going on with the fleets. Oh no, this is actually not fleets. It's the Battle for Amsterdam. Alright then. Oh. Hey, we got the slavery ban. There we go. The landowners are now only 31% of the... Oh, right, and what we could do is we could try to reform the government a little bit. I guess if we just go with the landowners for now. Are they still... I suppose they do not have... Oh, yeah, they do still have the pro-slavery. So they strongly oppose that, so, but it might be reorganized a little bit afterwards. Which might then mean that the landowners aren't going to be quite upset for too much longer, hopefully. But there we go. At least we got the slavery ban done. That's good. We're still paying a lot of money, and we have... Oh, well, we got almost 14 million in GDP now. That's good. Almost 32% literary rate as well. Standard of living hasn't increased too much yet, but I suspect there's going to be a gradual increase with the ban of slavery. I don't know how much we actually had slaves, though. Let's actually have a look at the population a little bit in charge. So peasants still make over 50%, laborers make 27%, and then 5% farmers. We've got a lot of aristocrats and clergymen. Well, yeah. Capitalists are also quite... well, that's the political strength, to be fair. Culture is 40% Persian. Baluchi are 11%. Azerbaijani are another 9%. That already makes a total 60% of the total population. Then religion is mostly Shia and Sunni. There's a little bit animist as well, apparently. And some Oriental Orthodox and Jewish. But mostly Shia hold all the power there. I do wonder... okay, there's no nation that we can form. That's fine. And then is there... Don't have any of the decisions available yet. Don't do the expeditions yet either. Alright then, so how are we doing on the research? Oh, right, so what are we going to get in the military? I suppose percussion capital will be done soon enough. We could go for the general staff. I suspect that the central archives is actually going to be done first. So what we're going to do is we'll probably remove that completely. I could go for the corporate charges to get a company, or modern sewerage for the extra infrastructure. That might actually be the better option. We're going to go for that one. That's also going to allow us to construct a little bit faster individual, or one building at a time. So that is going to help us. Plus, you know, that extra infrastructure will be quite crucial for us. So we'll do that one after the baking powder. And then in military, we could probably go for the general staff. And then something in production. I don't know what we're going to go for yet, but we'll figure that out. So the port is almost done, then we'll start work. Oh, actually, we started already working on the university. That's quite nice. What I might do, I'm going to reduce the wages of the government again a little bit, just to reduce the deficit a tiny bit. We can afford to spending quite a bit of money right now, mind you. It looks like Kabul and Kandahar are still fighting. Who's winning? Kandahar is actually defending, and they are holding their ground, surprisingly enough. Baluchistan definitely still needs a bit more railway access, but we are getting a few more convoys. And luckily, Russia has yet to pull us into the war, but they probably will. Assuming, actually, I don't know if they can, because they're not a leader of the war, so they might not be able to do that. Okay, so we might be safe. For this war, anyway. But the textile mill in Arabistan is almost done. That's going to increase the... Well, it's going to increase the amount of luxury clothing in the market as well. Which is going to be quite nice. We could potentially even start exporting some of that. How are we looking on the... Right, after the railway in Baluchistan, it might be time to get a little bit extra... How's the paper price actually in here? I'm going to go and get another government administration in our capital. I'm going to build that or after the universities, actually. So the railway in Fars, that's going to take another 22 weeks. But at least we got the port in there already. That's helping us a little bit with the infrastructure, which actually means that they're... Well, with the road maintenance thing as well. How much is that? That's... Right, that increased the infrastructure because of the population. Right, okay. So it's basically 7 infrastructure that we get from there, I guess. That's a pretty decent. Oh, census suffrage, okay. Is that actually a... Oh, yeah. Census suffrage. I mean, I don't know about this voting thing and all that. Oh. Right, we're still selling a lot of buildings, aren't we? That is actually reducing the bureaucracy shortfall, at least, so that helps. But we've got quite a bit of gold right now. Oh, okay, mining accident. We're going to boost the raw folk a little bit further, I think. Hopeless people. Facing a dearth of popular support for his ideas. That census suffrage one is leaving already. Sure. Infertile grounds. Right, so that's going to boost the raw folk quite a bit in here, actually. Which I'm not fully opposed to. Strengthening at all. How's the legitimacy right now? We've got 78 now. Part of that is because of the high taxes. That is minus 10 there. But that's still at least in the second highest bracket. So, you know, it's not too bad. There's not a lot of... Actually, can we... No, we don't want to go back to serfdom. So we're not going to change that. We're not going to leave the slavery ban. We just got that instituted. We don't want to change that at all. So we are still paying quite a bit in here. Oh, right, and we've got the tooling workshop. Oh, right, it might be the Russians actually buying those buildings, isn't it? It might well be. Right, so the railway in Fars, that's going to be another 13 weeks. Looks like this war... Oh, looks like both sides are actually advancing a tiny bit. Well, it seems to be mostly Kandahar that's actually gaining ground there right now. So they might actually win the war. We still got a little bit in for me that we want to get rid of those, so I'm not going to declare another war quite yet. But we will probably do another war against Kandahar as soon as the truce is over. Which we still... Actually, no, we don't have any more. But Russia is guaranteeing their independence. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. So I said, Kraus is being occupied by Russia. And the fighting over here in Amsterdam... well, Netherlands in general is not going all that well. Oh, there we go. Tax situation is fixed with the landowners. Are they... They are still pro-slavery. Hopefully that will change eventually, but it might take a while. But now with the clout reduced... Oh, no, it hasn't really reduced that much on... Well, actually, no, it wasn't 0.19, wasn't it, before? So that is reducing the total issue over here. They, of course, have a lot more prestige than we do. We're going to ask for knowledge sharing again. Reduce the relations with Russians once more. I think that knowledge sharing would be nice, mind you, but at the same time that would reduce the limited size. So we're going to get this up to... Oh, there we go. Now, if we were to demand independence, they would not accept that right now. Of course, Britain is already fighting them. Great Qing might be able to help us. Russia is going to be a bit busy right now, but they would still get some help from others. So I don't think we want to necessarily declare that war quite yet. Although I do actually wonder, if we have a look at the... war, so they are on the... Actually, you know, they are on the losing side. They've got a lot of troops active. And our army is not really large enough to do proper fighting yet. We do need to increase the size of that a decent chunk. Is there any more upgrades that we can do for the military? Not really. I mean, we could increase it in size, of course. But we are doing a lot of construction work already, so I'd rather not put in even more stuff into the... Oh, there we go, percussion cap. So we'll get the munitions plant if need be. Which, of course, once we get the general staff going, that's going to unlock a... Oh, okay, Screw Frigate is going to be the next one in the military spreading. Baking powder is 8 more months away. Nitroglycerin is going to be spreading fairly quickly as well, so that's good. We got almost, well, we've got over 32% military rate already. Rival is broken. Austro-Hungary, and Ottoman Empire. Oh, did the Ottoman Empire get knocked down a little bit? Ah, they are unrecognized major power. They are also unaligned because they have no members in the power block. I guess that might be it. I still can't get independence, but the leverage that the Russians have against us is reduced now. So that's not too bad. Cuba wants a defensive pact. You know what? I might take that. Speaking of which, is there anyone else that we could request independence support? No. And embassy, Great Britain might accept that if we give them obligation. I'm going to go ahead and offer that. It's only 22% chance, so the likelihood is small. But it is there. No, it was declined. Okay, so our relations will need to be increased, but it will be going up fairly quickly, so I'm not too worried about that one. We can then maybe request it again later on. But we've got our GDP now at 14 million, which does mean that we've overtaken Ottoman Empire now. We're still behind Spain, though, but we're slowly catching up. We're now getting the 2 universities to catch up in tech a little bit faster, hopefully. And we'll get a lot of things that require paper, actually. We might go ahead and just build up the paper mill in here, another upgrade. That should be fairly profitable, actually. And it's got fairly good throughput as well. Right, so the private sector is building the tooling workshop in our capital. Actually, that reminds me, where did we have, was it in, yeah, road maintenance and forest, we can cancel that, put that back into the capital. Speed the construction of the universities. That should, yeah, that's going to be a pretty good boost there, actually. The 2 more weeks we'll get one of the universities, and then it's going to be taking a decent bit of time for the second one, and then the government administration. We could get the paper mill as well before we go to the railway in Baluchistan, although we do want to build that at some point. We can probably delay that a little bit further. Are we right? We've still got good relations with China. We can't improve relations with them right now because we are already in pretty good relations. Oh, Gajam is slowly expanding in here. Britain is expanding, of course, in East Africa. And also a little bit in the Cameroon area, as well as further in the West Africa. France, of course, has quite a bit of presence in like French Senegal. Well, that's the West Africa, let's just say. The fight over here, it looks like the Russian side is going to be losing that revolution. Sweden is part of the Prussian market, which is a bit interesting. Actually, have a look at the market. So, Prussian market is pretty strong. Austro-Hungarian market is mostly just Austro-Hungary. Well, I suppose they got need as well. Well, the Confederate market is still existing, so the war was inconclusive, I guess. And then how's the situation? So Japan is still owning all of that. Korea is a vassal at this point, I think. And then, yeah, Dutch East Indies is still pretty strong. Oh, there we go. The land owners are slowly getting to the point where they're not completely upset with us. We are, oh, we've got 3 million out of 2.9 million, so we have been selling a lot of state-owned buildings recently. We've still got quite a bit to do. Oh, and what's this then? Mewar. Okay, I don't need to be part of that. Looks like the university is... we got one of the universities already. So the baking powder is going to be done in 3 months. That's going to allow us to get a decent bit more extra productivity. Or, well, yeah, a decent bit more extra groceries from these buildings. But especially once we get the canneries as well, we can get even more groceries. And we can start using some of the meat. Because we got a decent bit of meat production in the market, I reckon. At least locally, I'm pretty sure that, well, there's a little bit extra in there. We could always use more tools, of course, to get even more out of the livestock ranches. For example, put the slaughterhouse in here. That's going to increase the productivity. We got the stand-up fences. We could go with the bar fences, actually. Not really going to do that yet. Oh, right, we got the university built. So there's a small gap in the construction cost. But we're getting the paper mill built as well, hopefully soon enough. So if we do have a look at them... Oh, there we go. Philosophy department completed. That's going to unlock a 25% university building throughput for 5 years. I think because we had some of the other research done already. That might be it. But, you know, that's still going to be pretty good. Actually, is that going to get us over 80 points? Let's wait for a week. Yeah, 80.8. Well, there we go. So with that, we are unfortunately out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also got links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.